Hi, God bless you. I'm Prophetess Shanique Beckford. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. And if you have been with me for a while, then welcome back. I know I haven't uploaded a video in a short bit, but literally I have been so busy with the master course, the prophetic mentorship. So much has been going on. And I just give God thanks for every single one of you who have continued to support this YouTube channel. Now, if you know, for the month of November, I have actually been teaching and uploading content on dealing with spiritual warfare, demonic spirits, overcoming demonic spirits, marine spirits, legions and devils. And today I'm actually going to share with you how to overcome the spirit of Jezebel, how to destroy the spirit of Jezebel. Now, before I go any further, please, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. If you haven't checked out my website to get prophetic mentorship, supernatural mentorship or training, if you're called to be a pastor, minister, prophet, you need a certificate course, you need mentorship, make sure you go ahead and check us out. Every question that you have, every need that you have, whatever it is that you're struggling with, if you have questions, if you need answers, if you need clarity, you want to understand your purpose, your call, how do you mature in the prophetic and your call, then our courses and mentorship will definitely assist you. Now, without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump straight into today's video. Guys, so welcome back once again. Alright, so as I mentioned before, in today's video I'm going to share with you on the spirit of Jezebel and how to overcome this spirit. Now, it's a term that we hear so often. This person has a Jezebel spirit, that person has a Jezebel spirit. I believe the Jezebel spirit is attacking me. But what really is a Jezebel spirit? A Jezebel spirit is not just a female, it is a spirit. Spirit does not necessarily take on the form of a female or a male. It doesn't take on the form of a gender. It is an actual spirit. Now, there are two types of Jezebel in the Bible. Jezebel is a spirit that seeks to destroy the church, as well as Jezebel was an actual prophetess, false prophetess in the book of Revelation. But here's what 1 Kings 19 has to say about Jezebel. And Ahab told Jezebel all that Elijah had done, also how he had executed all the prophets with the sword. Then Jezebel sent a messenger to Elijah saying, so let the gods do to me and more also, if I do not make your life as the life of one of them by tomorrow about this time. And when he saw this, he arose and ran for his life and went to Beersheba, which belongs to Judah, and left his servant there. But he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness and came and sat down under a broom tree, and he prayed that he might die, and said, it is enough. No, Lord, take my life, for I am no better than my fathers. The spirit of Jezebel will attack your life. It will attack your assignment. It will attack the prophetic gift or call of God that is upon your life. So this means, for those of you who are primarily called to the prophetic, Jezebel hates prophets. And if you are a prophet of God, you are a prophet in maturation, if you're a prophet in office, then you can expect that the spirit of Jezebel is going to seek you out, is going to attack you by whatever means. Now, as we read in this scripture, you'll understand that the prophet Elijah had destroyed the prophets of Jezebel, of Baal. And so Elijah sent him a threat that by this time tomorrow, I'm going to do to you what you did to my prophet. Elijah took this to heart and he ran for his life. Imagine Elijah, who was one of the most powerful prophets, is actually running from Jezebel. This means if you believe you're called to be a prophet, but you have not matured to the stage of maturation, what do you think that you will do? If Elijah begged that he would die this night, what is it that you actually think that you would do? Leave it in the comment section. But this is what happens when someone is being attacked by the spirit of Jezebel. This is what happens. So the spirit was against Elijah. The spirit of God was against his assignment. So first note that Elijah was on an assignment of the Lord, and Jezebel sent a threat and attack that literally sent Elijah running from his assignment. When you are under attack by the spirit of Jezebel, you will feel led to forfeit the assignment that God has given to you. This may be because someone made a remark. This may be because someone made a comment. They shared their opinion. They criticized you negatively or wrongfully, and and it made you discouraged to the point where you literally just want to walk away. It may make you feel worthless or powerless, and it may make you feel as though what you're about to do, it doesn't even make sense, and before you know it, you will literally abandon the assignment that God has actually called you to. And this is what it did with Jezebel. So he lost his perspective in his faith and the God of heaven. This was a man that commanded the heavens to be open and commanded the heavens to be shut, but by the moment he was experiencing an attack from Jezebel, he lost all faith and he ran and he hid under a tree. Do not allow Jezebel to cause you to forfeit your assignment and to run and to hide. So instead of fighting, Elijah got to a place where he took it to heart. Do not allow Jezebel to break your heart. Jezebel will make you reconsider who you are if you're truly even a prophet. Jezebel will make you consider if you are even really a prophet. They will pierce your heart with sorrow and sadness and fear or double-mindedness if you were truly called by God. When you begin to go through your warfare, when you begin to go through the trials, when you begin to go through all the turmoil that's happening around your life, the first thing that Jezebel will cause you to do is to question, did God even really call me? Am I even called by God? Am I even really called to be a prophet? It makes you question your nature and the anointing that God has placed on your life. And this is pretty much what Elijah was going through. The fourth thing that happens, or the third thing that happens, is Elijah isolated himself. Never isolate yourself. When you're sent on an assignment by God, when you're sent to do the will of God, never isolate yourself. Stay in the company of the prophet. Stay in the presence or the gathering of your church, that they can pray with you, that they can encourage you. When you become isolated, then you are forced to see yourself. You're forced to see your weakness. You're forced to see your flaws, your faults. You're forced to see everything that you have lost. With having no one around you that can encourage you, pour into you, or just lay hands on you so you can recover or you can be restored. So isolation when you're going through certain things is not good. If you have ever been clinically or depressed in any way, you will find that your psychologist or your therapist, your counselor will say to you, try to be around friends or family so they can encourage you, because if you stay in that dark isolated room all by yourself, it's literally gonna get worse. And that's what happened with Elijah. He was isolated in a place all by himself, where he said that all the other prophets have died out and now he was alone. So Jezebel will make you feel isolated and alone, like no one is there to support you, no one is there to stand by your side, and this is not so any at all. The spirit of Jezebel will cause you to feel lonely. It will cause you to feel abandoned, isolated, and alone from everyone else. When this happens, when you fall into a place of isolation and loneliness, this causes you to feel discouraged. It causes you to feel depressed. Elijah was lonely. He felt as though there were no other prophets. Then he actually became depressed, and it got to the point of suicide where he prayed and wished that he would actually die. And this is how Jezebel attacks and tries to destroy the prophet of God. If you are feeling any of these feelings, lonely, abandoned, you're feeling defeated, you're feeling overcome, you're feeling like a failure, you're feeling worthless, powerless, you're questioning, am I even really called to be a prophet due to all the things that you're going through? You have prayed, you have fasted, but nothing has shifted, nothing has happened. You may be under an attack from an actual Jezebel spirit. But how do I identify the spirit of Jezebel? How do I know if someone in my church, how do I know if someone in my family or my workplace is actually a Jezebel or has an actual Jezebel spirit? Here are some characteristics that will definitely help you to identify the spirit of Jezebel. Number one, Jezebel refuses to show any form of guilt, or Jezebel refuses to show any form of guilt or remorse. When Jezebel has done or said something, they will never show guilt, they will never show remorse, or they will never accept that they are wrong. Before they accept that they are wrong, they will actually play the victim or try to play it off or pass it on to someone else. So Jezebel prefers to try to expose someone or to blame or pass whatever it is onto someone else rather than taking taking, rather than taking it like a pro, they will literally play the victim. They will cry. They will do whatever it is that they can do to take the attention off of them, because you have actually identified who they are and what they have done wrong. If you have ever identified the Jezebel and you have confronted that person and they try to play victim, they try to play the pity party, they try to get you to be on their side or to blame someone else, this is definitely a Jezebel spirit that is actually in operation. Number 2 is they take credit for everything. The spirit of Jezebel wants to take credit for everything. It is them that it is them that does everything. It is them that completes everything. They're always the one that wants to get all the attention. The spirit of Jezebel wants all the attention, and so by all means they will take the credit for everything else, whether they did right, whether they did good, whether it is they that did something or someone else. They still want to take all the credit, even if they had no part or no play in whatever was achieved or accomplished. They still want to take all the credit. So if you know someone that always wants to take the credit and the benefits for everything that was done, then they may just have a spirit of Jezebel operating through them. No, another one is Jezebel tries to use people to accomplish what they want. Jezebel will try to use people to accomplish its own agenda. This means in a lot of cases you will not find the actual person who is in operation by the spirit of Jezebel doing or going to certain people. What they will do is they will try to create a clique or a group of people that they can train, that they can, inflict deception within, and they will use them. So for this reason, for women, for the older women or whatever women it is that has the spirit of Jezebel, they will always have a few other young women that are around them that they can deceive and trick, and they will use them. Go and tell this one this, go and do this. They send them out as their little cohorts or minions to do their evil agenda. So there's always a clique. Whenever you see that little clique in work, whenever you see that little clique in school, whenever you see that little clique in church, and there's always one mastermind behind everything, there is a Jezebel spirit that is in operation, where there is deception, there is deceit, there's jealousy, there's manipulation and control. There's a Jezebel spirit that is actually in operation. The spirit of Jezebel will withhold information. The spirit of Jezebel wants to be the person that knows everything, understands everything. They know the details, but they will not say what it is. And so they will say things like, I know exactly what happened, but I won't say a word. I know exactly who did it, but I will not make a mention. I will not do anything, because they want you to continue to seek them out. They want to be the center of attention. So they want you to continue to seek them and to pursue them for what they have. They want to be the main person, the main character that has something that you need. And so by all means, they will try to withhold any information that they possibly can that may be helpful or useful in a particular way. And by doing this, they use this as a form of control and manipulation. So you have to pay attention to this. And as I did mention before, that Jezebel is very threatened by prophetic ministry. And so wherever prophetic ministry is, they will either hate the prophetic ministry, or they will try to do everything to destroy a ministry that is actually prophetic. Another sign or characteristic of Jezebel is they want to volunteer for everything. The truth is, Jezebel loves attention. I've mentioned that several times. Persons who operate in the spirit of Jezebel, they want to do everything. They want to clean, they want to cook, they want to share, they want to do everything within the church. They want to do everything within the party, the conference, whatever it is. The spirit of Jezebel always volunteer in projects or assignments, and they want to do everything. If they cannot do everything, they will try to take persons in that they know of that can do things. And if things does not go her way, then she will take her cohorts and minions, I call them minions, and they will leave and they will go. So she's pretty much the one who is actually in control. Jezebel is very lying. The spirit of Jezebel in someone is a very lying spirit. When Ahab wanted a certain vineyard that belonged to Naboth, Jezebel went and tried to get the vineyard, and Naboth says, no, I can't give up my inheritance. So Jezebel went back, drafted up a plan and said, this man has sinned or blasphemed against the gods. And so Jezebel allowed them to kill someone that was innocent by just one single lie that was actually told. So the spirit of Jezebel will refuse from telling the truth, truth are being truthful. You have to watch out for these signs, guys. Have to watch out for these signs. Another sign of the spirit of Jezebel in operation is they never show credit or show gratitude. The spirit of Jezebel will never show a sign of gratitude or being thankful. They will never give credit for anything. So if you do something for Jezebel, they will pretend as though I earned this, I deserve this, or they will never really tell you thank you. They'll go around and around in circles and cycles, but they won't necessarily show any form of gratitude or acknowledge that you actually did something for them. Rather, they will try to give themselves credit when you are the one that actually helped them. Be careful of these people. If you did something for someone, it's not that you want them to come and publicly acknowledge or tell you thanks, but there should be some form of gratitude. If someone takes the credit for everything that you do and you're always the one doing the work, they never say thank you or show any form of credit or gratitude. You have to be very mindful of this person. Another sign of the spirit of Jezebel is they criticize everyone. I hate this. For those people who think that they are prophetic, listen, there's a thin line between being a prophet and being in witchcraft. There's a thin line between being a prophet and being a Jezebel. Jezebel are false prophets. They're not prophesying. They're not deep. They're just critical people. They criticize everything that happens. I don't like how this person did that. I don't like how that looks. A project can be very well. A project can be done very well. An assignment can have been completed very well. A conference might have been a success, but Jezebel's spirit will still find a way to say, I think this could have been better. I think we could have actually done this instead of doing that. They will always criticize something rather than show credit or say, well, they will never tell you well done. They'll never give you any accolade or any acknowledgement of the fact that you have done something good. They'll never cheer you on. They will rather criticize what you have done because they want to make you feel intimidated or inferior to who they actually are. Another sign of Jezebel or characteristics of Jezebel is one-upmanship. This means Jezebel is insubordinate. They do not want to submit to leadership or to be in submission to anyone who is over them. And so you will always find Jezebel trying to be in control, trying to lead, and they do not submit to leadership. Whenever a Jezebel spirit is addressed, before they are confronted and addressed or dealt with by the thing that they're actually doing, if they're in a church, they would rather to leave and go somewhere else. For this reason, you find many people within the church, they have gone to every single church in town or in the area, because as soon as you find them out, they will resign or they will up and leave. That's a spirit of Jezebel that is actually in operation. The spirit of Jezebel is very pushy and domineering. They want to be in control. They want to push you around. They want to boss you around. There's a difference between someone who is dominant. There's a difference between someone who is just a boss chick or a boss, as opposed to someone who is actually very pushy or very domineering. When someone is pushy, they will force you to do things that is not of God. It's not in the will or the agenda of God for your life. And so if you are around someone that makes you feel or to feel a sense of not being good enough, to make you feel as though you're not doing anything, you're not worthy, you're not good enough any at all, they're pushing you around to get their tasks done or to do anything at all, be very mindful, be very, very mindful of this. Jezebel also sows seeds of discord or contention. Wherever you see a clique of women or a clique of men too, because Jezebel spirits do operate and attack men and ministries. Whenever there is a seed of Jezebel or a Jezebel spirit in operation, they will sow seeds of discord, and Jezebel spirits and seeds will pass on to those who are actually in that circle, because Jezebel will mentor anyone of its own kind. So what this means is that when a group of people come together under the influence of the Jezebel spirit, they will always team up against someone who is a prophet. They will always team up against a prophetic ministry. They will always team up against someone that they see is in a place of vulnerability or weakness, and that's pretty much what they do. And the fact that I said vulnerability, another characteristics of the Jezebel spirit is they always try to seek out vulnerable people. By seeking out vulnerable people, I mean they will seek people out that need help financially, that need clothes, clothes, that need food, that is broken or hurt. They find these people, and when they find them, they will help them and give to them and fill them and do all that they can do for them to gain their trust and to get them into their little group of deception and lies. And then they will begin to manipulate and control them. I did this for you, I did that for you. You ought to be grateful and respectful and thankful for what I did. No, you will do what I say because I'm the one that helped you. That's how Jezebel operates. The spirit of Jezebel is very vengeful. They love to take revenge. If you do something, they're gonna seek revenge. They're gonna want to get revenge. All vengeance actually belongs to God. And if you are a true child of God, you will never try to take vengeance in your own hands. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter how someone hurt you. It doesn't matter how someone fight against you. Vengeance always belongs to God. And if you are a child of God, trust me, there's no devil from hell that will be permitted or allowed to destroy you any at all. The weapons may form, but they will never prosper. So allow vengeance to be in the hand of God. Do not be like Jezebel. Another characteristics of Jezebel is it knows all things. The spirit of Jezebel always shows up as someone that knows everything. You can never tell them something and they don't say, I know. I knew that. Of course, I knew that. I knew you were going to do that. I knew you were going to say that. Like, you're not a prophet, you're a Jezebel. So you have to be very mindful of these people that constantly says, I know, and I know it all. It is a sign of Jezebel's spirit. These are also people who love gift giving. Jezebel will always want to gift you with something. They always want to bless you. They always want to give you a gift. They always want to give you money. They always want to do something for you where gifting is concerned. That's a spirit of Jezebel trying to hide or cover up its actual ways or traits that you will not identify. And not only to cover up or to hide, but it does this as a form of control. So when they're always doing things for you and paying your bills, covering certain expenses, just showering you with gifts, then they expect you to do whatever it is that they say because they have been there for you or they have actually been doing things for you. So in order for you to pretty much overcome the spirit of Jezebel, you have to confront it. Jezebel does not like to be confronted. You have to learn to first of all, let me say this. You have to go in prayer and you have to seek the Spirit of God for leading and direction. Do not just go to fight a Jezebel without being led or going with the presence of God. When the Spirit of the Lord has led you through fasting and prayer, then you go and you confront Jezebel.